Yay! Hello, sweet magical love. I am Samantha Blossom, and today we are going to dive into our first 3 chakras. This is an intro to the money codes. Hi, Nancy! Yay, welcome! So today one of my missions is to support as many amazing people on the planet becoming millionaires or billionaires so that we can really bring a lot of good energy onto the planet, really spend money in the right places, really invest in creating really beautiful microclimates everywhere. I really feel like when intentional people, heart-loving people have more money, then that's the best way to kind of shift and change the planet. So that was why the Money Codes was my very first program that I created. And thank you, Nancy. Yay! I love you so much. Thanks for being here. So the Money Codes is one of my very first creations, one of my first online programs, and this was filmed in Bali. And Sebastian did the video editing for me, and he said he saw blue light in it. We had so many incredible guides working with us to bring this creation into form. So I'm really excited to share a few really deep, I would say they're like vows. I call them vows in your chakra system that have been, and one of my teachers was Margaret M. Lynch. She's a wealth coach. And when I first worked with her, I made my first $6,000 2 weeks after working with her. And I was like, whoa, blown away, So I've really taken a lot of her work. I'm like, hi, Elisa, welcome. So I've really taken a lot of her foundational work and then blended it with my own practice and my own experiences. And that was what birthed the Money Codes. So the Money Codes is really talking about these deep vows, these belief systems that we have stored in our chakra system. So we have 7 chakras, and these vows, when they're stored there, it slows down the speed, the spin, and the flow of the chakra. And if the chakra is not able to light up completely, then essentially your magnetism slows down, your vitality slows down, you're not accessing as much cosmic light, your light quotient is decreased because the spin isn't as fast. The colors aren't the quality that they could be. And so the work within the Money Codes is really, really deep and pretty profound. And I've had lots of coaches just skyrocket their businesses. Mason Smith is one of the coaches that did definitely go through the Money Codes, and it was an extraordinary experience for her. I remember when I first wrote the Money Codes, even when I was having an emotional dip, I would play the body talk codes, and all of a sudden I'd be boop, just rebooted and just make $1,000. I was wow, amazing. And I remember one of the students said she was completely out of debt by going through the Money Codes. So it's a really, really powerful course. And a lot of times we, maybe you make a lot of money and then all of a sudden lose it, or these weird expenses start to come up. A lot of those things could be deeply stored in the chakra system. But what's great is money is simply the byproduct, right? It's not us chasing money. It's more us fine-tuning the energetics of our body so that then we can naturally begin to magnetize higher frequency money, higher frequency clients, all these things, right? So the very first thing that we're going to dive into is the root chakra. So the root chakra is at the base of the spine. This beautiful ruby red light of energy at the base of the spine. And the root chakra is really your first connection with all physical things in your life, the house that you're in, the car that you have, everything that's physical in your world has to do with your root chakra. So some of the people that went through the Money Codes, they had a rebellion towards the color red, they couldn't handle the color red. That could be an indicator that something is potentially off in the root chakra. And so as the students begin to work through it, there have been some students that went through it and then they became a money coach as well, which I love. But basically she started to support herself in feeling safe with the color red, feeling good with the color red. And that color red frequency will actually give your body a lot of energy and a lot of power. So that's a lot of work that has to do with the root chakra. So today, the vow that we're going to work on dissolving and breaking free of together is the vow of loyalty. So the vow of loyalty is really tricky. It basically, if you have, your parents or your ancestors that thought about money in a specific way, the vow of loyalty will say, I want to follow in their footsteps. I want to do what they did. I don't want to surpass them too much, because then I might get rejected by my tribe. And even if like your parents have passed, or whatever stage you're at, it's like, if the belief system is still there, it's something that's still secretly pulling you, even if you're in your alone space. It's just something that ancestrally a lot of us have kind of like bought into. I'm like, hi Sharon, welcome. So I'm like, hey Heidi. So yes, so we're talking about the root chakra and the vow of loyalty. And the vow of loyalty is really about, I don't want to surpass my parents, because there's this internal programming of like, oh, if I make more money than my parents, then I might get rejected, or I might not get like love or attention. If I, and there's like, sometimes there's these secondary benefits. Well, if I don't do this, then I'll be safe and I'll still get attention here. So I see this a lot with, let's say, kids that are, they're like trust fund kids. They're receiving a lot from their parents. They're like, I'm not making my own money, but I have a lot of this trust fund money. I don't know why I can't make my own money. And essentially part of them has this loyalty vow of, well, I'd rather just like receive from here, because otherwise they're not receiving that benefit. There's no point in them like making their own money in a way. But anyways, this loyalty vow shows up in a lot of different ways. So you can kind of check in with your own system. Potentially one would be like, okay, my parents worked really, really hard for money. So even as you're asking for money to come easier, you're looking at the beliefs. You're like, oh, but my parents worked really, really hard. I don't want to put my mom or my dad down. So I'm going to decide that I have to work really, really hard in order to receive money, right? So that's like something that you can like look into and see if that might be there. There might even be a vow of, oh, well, my mom or my dad lived really meagerly. Like they saved a lot, and they didn't like buy fancy things and all those things. Like, so there might be a belief system that's like, oh, well, I can't have things that are too good. And even when you're trying to receive those really, really good things, you might feel guilt coming up, or you might feel shame or embarrassment. Like something may like pop up in your system that's like, oh gosh, that's so good, I can't even receive it, right? And so those are a lot of the things that we're going to be cleaning up and clearing out in the money codes, because but it's kind of more intricate. I'm like, hi Jessica. So within the money codes, there's a body talk session, there's Kundalini yoga, there's EFT tapping, all to support you with like releasing these like secret vows that might be living in your chakra systems, slowing down the flow of money energy. From cosmic perspective, Cosmos is like, ooh, I'm this giant waterfall. I'm like, hi. Cosmos is like, I'm this giant waterfall, and I just want to pour in all of the love, and I want to pour in all of the money. I want to bring in all the clients. I just want to like shower you with like every single thing that you want, right? But when we have these like blocks, then we just like, we're only letting a trickle of it in. We're like, oh, like that's too good, Cosmos. Like Cosmos is like, I've got the cosmic tea. Like so much gets to like flood in, and we're like, wait, slow down. I don't know if I'm ready for that, right? But when we begin to do the chakra work and we start to clean up our chakra systems, our energetic bandwidth to be able to receive just becomes like so much more, right? So that's where this root chakra energetic is, right? It's like, so when we begin to like clean up the beliefs and the stories of it, what happens is you have a much deeper connection with the earth. You allow more earth energy to come in through the root chakra, and you have a better connection with the physical things in your life, like physical things, physical people, and you just like, you feel good about that like harmony that begins to happen, and you expand your capacity to be able to have more, hold more, and feel safer with all those things. So yay, awesome. And so now we get to move into the sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra is really about relationships. And I always kind of play around with the idea. I was like, oh, you're kind of having sex with everyone and everything, right? There's always this this connection and this flow of energy that's like bouncing back and forth. So if in your nervous system there is like a fear of connection, or let's say like someone is at a higher social status or making more money or whatever, or, you know, in your mind, and then there's like this fear of connecting with them that could be on like a nervous system level, then it holds you back from making these deeper connections, right? It holds you back from creating clients that might be like a really high caliber for you, right? So in the money codes, in the sacral chakra, we get to dive into cleaning up that vibrational frequency, like really feeling safe and comfortable with different types of people, with more and more different types of relationships and connections. And sometimes these relationships are built in fifth dimensional reality. Like it's not even in 3D yet. You're actually like connecting and communicating with some of these, like with these beautiful souls before they even enter into 3D form. So that's the beautiful work that we get to do in the money codes in the sacral chakra, which is so fun. And then we're going to move into solar plexus, and solar plexus is the Manipura. So this is like your solar fire. You know, it's the fire of you saying like, oh, I'm going to do this and it's going to be for me. And it also has a lot to do with like receiving and like actually receiving for you, and not just like receiving and giving it away. So one of the vows that's stored in the solar plexus chakra is the vow to serve. It's the vow to serve and sacrifice. So that's one of those vows where it's like even when something comes in, you're like immediately giving energy out, right? And so that could be like a block of belief systems that's stored in the solar plexus chakra. And then it's kind of like part of you is so excited about receiving. And then the other part of you is like depriving yourself, or like starving yourself in some way, because you're not allowing yourself to like receive really, really deeply. And one of the fun things that you can already do right away is just like placing your hands like over your solar plexus, and at night just being like, I'm an excellent receiver. I'm receiving all the good things into my life. I'm such a good receiver. And you might feel your tummy gurgling as like things are digesting, and like you're like processing emotions and all these things, right? It takes a lot of energy to receive, which is like so interesting, but it's like to be abundant, it's a high frequency energy. It's like you're showing up, you're receiving, you're like taking it in, you know? So it's like, so essentially the money codes is like tuning in, like fine tuning, going in, cleaning up some of these deep belief systems, and then allowing the chakra to do what it's like genuinely meant to do, which is like magnetize, attract, bring in the right people, bring in the right spaces for you, the spaces that are actually going to make you let you thrive, right? So if you think about like a distorted belief system living inside of the root chakra, it's kind of like your root chakra is like this big, and it wants to buzz at this frequency with this many colors and this much light. And then you have this like belief system that's like blocked inside of it, and it's like struggling, you know, it's like, I can only get like this capacity. I can't get like any further, right? And so imagine like, okay, let's like remove that belief system. Now let's see like what's going to happen when we're functioning like at full force, right? So that's what we get to play with in the money codes. Right now it is 50% off for Thanksgiving. It's on Monday. You can use the code bling bling, and let's do a little mini update on root sacral and solar plexus chakra. So take some nice deep breaths, whether you're watching it now or you're watching the replay later. Take some nice beautiful deep breaths. Long deep breathing. Beautiful. And this light code activation, this is something that's going to be in the money code. So you'll feel similar. This is like a live session, but you'll feel similar in the money codes program. And what's great is like you can use it for a lifetime. So anytime that you feel like you need a little booster, you can just like play the video, and like things will begin to shift and change. Awesome. Okay, so let's start by bringing some beautiful platinum liquid light in through the crown chakra. And we're going to bring yummy earth telluric energy up through the crown chakra as well. Nice deep breaths up through the bottoms of the feet, up through the knees, up through the hips. You're going to see minor chakras of the hips updating. Beautiful. And then we're going to look at this beautiful ruby red light, this beautiful ruby chakra, the base of the spine. And we're going to infuse so much like ruby red into this area. And we're going to actually bring some white light into this ruby red chakra as well. And you might be able to see it on your own. So if you see any blocks in there or like dark spots or heavy energies, just feel like you're taking this white light and cleaning this part of you like out. Feel a gold vacuum vacuuming out beliefs, thoughts, systems, things that just like aren't serving your root chakra anymore. Beautiful. Great. And then from here, begin to feel so much more earth energy entering into the root chakra. It's almost like suddenly this cork is like unplugged and you have like a rush of earth energy coming in. It's like this immense trust in the planet, like this immense trust in like the exact city you live in, like the grounds that you're in, like the house that you're in. Feel this like immense trust coming in through the root chakra. Beautiful. Nice deep breaths, long deep breathing. And then we're going to move into the sacral chakra, again, using this gold vacuum, vacuuming out relationships, beliefs, energy cords. We're looking at the front of the sacral chakra and the back of the sacral chakra. And we're going to just like release a lot of like heavier relationships, like relationships where maybe they were plugged in and pulling at your energy instead of relationships that have been like generative of, you know, generating light together. We're just going to look at like old clients, old friends, old relationships, like things that aren't maybe serving your system anymore, and just feel that those energy cords are getting pulled out of the lower back, out of the lower belly, and just like really releasing from that sacral chakra. Lots of beautiful orange light flowing in. This gorgeous like orange, gorgeous, beautiful orange light that's like, you know, like the richest sunshine energy, really buzzing at this sacral chakra level. Nice, beautiful. Big, beautiful breaths here. At the sacral chakra, a lot of times one of the vows is to guard or to get revenge. So it's the part of you that's like blocking people from like coming in, right? You're like, wait, I don't know if these relationships are safe or not. Like there's a guardedness there. So we're taking that gold vacuum and just like releasing some of those like little tiny guardedness like in the nervous system. And you may not even be conscious of this, right? But there's a hesitation there. There's a hesitation in the body, hesitation in the nervous system, hesitation in the body language. Like all of this, we're just like releasing from that sacral chakra. Nice deep breaths, long deep breathing. Ooh, there we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And infusing that orange light in. Amazing. Okay, coming into the solar plexus. We have lots of sunshine yellow flowing into this beautiful solar plexus chakra. And we're downloading from cosmic source energy like these new beliefs in the solar plexus, like new beliefs around like, oh, this is what it feels like to receive. This is what it feels like to receive from the perspective of the cosmos. Like, oh, if I were to like actually allow myself to fully receive, this is what it would feel like. If I were to actually allow myself to jump into the timeline that your inner vision, that your high self knows that you're aligned to be in, this is what it feels like. So nice deep breath, just downloading all of those frequencies. Beautiful. Lots of sunshine yellow coming in, rebooting this solar plexus light, restoring, healing, repairing all the light in the solar plexus, giving you so much more power, so much more capacity to receive, so much more energy to generate and create. Beautiful. Always in accordance with the highest good. Nice. Big deep breaths. Ooh. Okay, let's end with a little gentle tapping on the head, a little gentle tapping on the heart, a little gentle tapping on the tummy. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Awesome. So we're going to seal up your whole aura with like lots of sparkly rainbow light, feeling every layer of your aura just filled up with so much sparkly rainbow light. We're increasing the light quotient of your body, drinking in more platinum liquid light, really buzzing at the cellular level, seeing like your ATP being optimized, your mitochondria, like all the things that are going to generate and create more energy for you. Nice, beautiful. So this is kind of like a little sample of what the money codes would feel like, and it's really a foundational course around money energetics, and it gets to kind of like dive so deep into what are some ancestral programmings that might still be living there. And it doesn't matter if like you're making 1,000 a month or like 1,000,000 a month. I find that this work is super supportive at any range that you're in, because even if you're in like the multi-million-dollar range, but you feel that like anxiety around money, or you feel this like fear of loss, or fear of like what if it doesn't come in later, or whatever emotions pop up, or even the stress of like, oh, I have this higher income goal, and whatever emotions begin to pop up, a lot of times it's these secret vows that are like jamming up your energy field. And I feel like if you're someone that's like super excited about like, increasing your impact, increasing your income, like really wanting that growth process, I really think the Money Codes is a great foundational course, no matter where you're at, in your business, in your world, in your career. And yay, I hope y'all kind of take a look at it. And it is on sale right now for 50% off until Monday. And the code is bling bling. If you have any other questions about the Money Codes, please let me know. And I will see you soon. Today is a sales extravaganza day for me. So I'm essentially just going to be popping in here and sharing about all of my programs. So hope to see you here live very soon.